Hello, Lebanon is a country divided with a government under severe pressure. The crisis is being played out politically behind closed doors and publicly in the squares of Beirut.
Tens of thousands of pro-Hezbollah supporters are staging a huge rally in a renewed bid to overthrow the government.
That as rival political groups gathered on Sunday to mourn an assassinated colleague. Embattled Lebanese Prime Minister Fouad Siniora addressed that memorial just a few moments ago.
Our hand is open, stretched open for all other parties for dialogue. We will not close doors. We'll keep doors open for bright future. And as we stood defiant against the Israeli aggression, united, steadfast, defending our country, we will stand in the face of this ordeal, defending our values, democratic system, national conciliation and harmony, opening our hearts to everyone, based on the established national, patriotic and democratic principles.
Al Jazeera has a team of journalists covering the crisis in Lebanon. David Foster joins us now from Beirut. David.
Interesting, isn't it, that we hear Fouad Siniora talking today when the anti-government supporters behind me, maybe 100,000, possibly more of them now, are gathering, and you've got the Prime Minister from the government palace where he's holed up along with other colleagues addressing this conference and saying Lebanon will remain, will remain, will remain. Lebanon will be victorious. There will be no interference from outside forces, international or regional. And at the same time, we see the anti-government supporters here ratcheting up their opposition. After 10 days of protests, those leading what we're seeing on the streets behind us now are saying today there will be an announcement of some kind that will take this to a different level. So we have a challenge, if you like, from those on the streets versus the statement of the Prime Minister Siniora saying this government will not give in. Let's bring in Rula Amin. Siniora, not as vehement as he has been in other days, but at the same time making a statement particularly relevant because it's today.
He's just as determined that he's not going to succumb to the pressure from the streets. And from the other side, we see the same confidence coming from the opposition. They're not leaving the streets until there's a national unity government. The country is basically polarized. Both parties, both camps, are really now not listening to each other. In the past 10 days, the personal attacks even on behalf of Nasrallah to Prime Minister Siniora, on behalf of Siniora against opposition figures, people are becoming very bitter and are very entrenched in their own positions.
What are the suggestions about how what we're seeing down here, the red and white and green flags of Lebanon, the Hezbollah supporters, the Christian supporters, how could they take this to a level where it's no longer such an obvious stalemate?
Well, first today, we have to see how many people are going to be here in an hour or an hour and a half. How big is this crowd going to be is the message from the opposition, because their message is to the government that you see after 10 days we still can mobilize hundreds of thousands of people to come here. This is a Sunday. We have also seen thousands of Christians coming to this protest from their own neighborhoods in cars carrying the orange flags of Aoun Michel Aoun, the Christian Maronite general. And the opposition here, that's what Nasrallah the other day told his supporters. He said, we want to show the government that we are not going to tire. We are here and we will not tire, and by time we'll only increase the crowd.
Rula, for now, thanks very much indeed. Among the suggestions for how this could change what we're seeing on the streets in downtown Beirut is that the anti-government supporters could say, okay, we're going to go on strike within the ministries, possibly the energy ministry, that would paralyze fuel supplies, possibly the health ministry, that would affect hundreds of thousands of people, and possibly some kind of announcement coming this afternoon. Nothing definite on that, those are just suggestions. Well, down with the crowd, guessing, finding out exactly what's happening down there on the streets is my colleague Hashem Ahalbara.
This is an impressive display of red, white and green, the color of Lebanon, but at the same time you see some different colors. Orange, which is the color of the Free Patriotic Movement, green, the color of Amal, and yellow, the color of Hezbollah. They are saying that they will stay here as long as it takes to topple the government of Fouad Siniora. Let's see, how do you think about today? Why you are here?
We are here We are here to say to all people that are hearing us that we are Lebanese and we want Lebanon to be as all the people that are here want Lebanon to be. We want to be Lebanon for us, not for...
Thank you very much. And she's a supporter of Hezbollah. Do you think that your presence today here will change the political reality in Lebanon?
Yes, of course.
In what sense?
We are here to say to Sanyura that he should leave the Sarai and that we want a united government that protect all Lebanese and support all Lebanese and protect especially the Lebanese resistance.
Do you share the same position with her?
I share the same position. I think we should be only one country, not without divisions. We should be only one for the sake of our country. I think Senora should be out and we have to have only one government, not divisions, only one.
Is this a big day for you?
Yes, it is, because we're here to support Hezbollah and the government of Lebanon.
So this is the feeling here downtown Beirut at the Riyadh Sulh Square. An impressive sea of thousands and thousands of people who have decided to join the opposition in its rally. They are saying today is going to be a turning point, and as you can see around me, an impressive display of the colors of Lebanon, and they are feeling and to think that by being here today they can help shape the future of Lebanon. Back to you, David.
Hashem, thanks very much indeed. It's not just the people that Hashem is with who are taking part in this. If we look at the streets and the roads coming in here, there are thousands and thousands of people still streaming into the city, and a much greater military presence on the street than when we were here just a few days ago, taking a look at the start of this particular demonstration. Scores of soldiers marching through with riot shields and batons, effectively keeping some kind of no man's land between the demonstrators you see here and the government palace that you can see up there, which is where Fouad Senora is. Mr. Senora had to address the conference, which was crossed between a memorial to a murdered colleague of his who also happened to be a journalist and some kind of international journalists conference. He had to address that by satellite, possibly because of fears of security if he strayed outside the government building, the Grand Sarai. But there were hundreds of people at that particular conference, among them the Lebanese telecoms minister, who was talking about the defiance of those people within the government and how they would never give in to the kind of pressure that we're seeing here.
We're witnessing a demonstration and conference under the theme Beirut and the press under siege. And this applies exactly to the situation we are living. We are being besieged by Hezbollah, by Iran and Syria and their allies, but we're standing firm. And as we are commemorating the memory of Gibran Twaini, of the free press in Lebanon, we're going to win the battle for the democracy of Lebanon.
Zena Huda, you were there at the memorial service at this international journalist conference for Gibran Twaini. Were you able to gauge a change in attitude from the pro-government supporters? Do they believe today is a critical day?
Well, yes, David, if you heard Marwan Hamedi, the telecommunications minister, he's accusing these people, he is accusing the opposition of bringing back Iranian and Syrian influence to Lebanon. And people here believe that the government is bringing American influence in this country, so the divide is very deep. Now, the conference this morning, the organizers are saying that they didn't intentionally choose to hold this memorial for Gibran Twaini today to coincide with this mass rally. In fact, some sources are telling us that they may hold a rally themselves on Tuesday, on December 12th, the first anniversary of the killing of Gibran Twaini, an outspoken critic of Syrian presence in Lebanon. And that is what most of the speeches concentrated on this morning, that they are going to continue and they are going to follow Gibran Twaini's beliefs and his opinion.